Hi, I am Anna of Anna Simple Solutions. Great to see you again today. I have noticed a bit lately when talking with clients and talking with those in other small businesses how important communication is, not only within your team and within your business, but also with your clients as well. And I have created a blog series where I'm talking all about communication, how it differs from person to person, how you can do it better within your team and with your clients as well. And I thought it'd be really kind of cool for me to share some of the ways that I improve communication within my ClickUp tool and why it is such an important piece, especially for remote teams, to really encourage all types of communication within the project management tool itself. Because after all, that tool actually is the how-to of what you do in your business operations. So that's where most of it should happen. So if you don't know me yet, my name is Anna. I am a systems strategist, and I love to work with neurospicy, overwhelmed women who are either starting or in their business and just need to get out of the chaos. And I help build business systems within tools like ClickUp and Airtable to streamline all of that and give them back their time. So if you like this video or want to be informed of newer videos coming out, please hit the like and subscribe below, and I'd be very appreciative. So thank you so much. So let's get started with this. I'm going to open up my ClickUp here. Here we go. And this is my test space. Of course, it's Anna's fantastic workspace. And the first thing I want to talk about is the tasks themselves and how to best communicate within the tasks themselves. Now, as someone who uses the tasks versus someone who is actually creating the tasks, your ideas or the way that you tell someone what to do may be a little bit different. So we're going to kind of do this from the perspective of the project manager at first. So I'm going to go into my task space here and into operations. And the first thing first is that you want to create tasks that have as much information that is in them, but in a way that is easily digestible for those that are working with it. And one way to do this is to really make use of the horizontal organization of it. And when I say horizontal, I mean from left to right, obviously horizontal, but also making sure that you are adding in fields that really kind of make sense for the task itself and not just putting stuff in for the sake of putting stuff in. So let's say how to select a placement team, monthly finances. Which one should we choose here? Let's do planning social media. Okay. So if we want to, so I'm going to go, we're in the list here in operations and we're planning social media content. It looks like there are some subtasks in here. By the way, if my screen doesn't look like yours, it's because I was recently upgraded to ClickUp 3.0. Don't worry, it's coming. Maybe not as fast as we'd like, but it is coming. But the general information that I'm giving is the same and is used the same in whatever version that you have. So we have these information in here, planning social media for the following month, etc., Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. So we have to dive in here to find that information. It's a good possibility to bring that information out here in order to be able to see and understand what's going on at a quicker glance, because nobody has time to kind of search in here. So a good way to do it is to actually use the custom fields. So I'm actually going to do a labels. That's what I'm looking for. So the reason I do this is because I want more than one. So I'm going to say types of social here, and we're going to do YouTube as an option. We're going to do Facebook as an option. We're going to do LinkedIn, and then we're going to do Instagram. All right, and you can add colors if you want. We're going to just do these in the red field real quick because they are somewhat similar. And then as you create these, you can actually go back here and then add the types of social that we want to actually do for this. So you can look at a glance everything that's involved in here. Again, we don't really use priority, so we're going to hide that. But then other things that we can do is put a checkbox whether we have the information for it. So we can have media gathered, and that's an easy way to find out whether the media is gathered in this. Now, there's some other tools out there, project management tools, Monday.com comes to mind, where they have this sort of data planning for this. And so this could be a really good way to communicate things much quicker within, again, that horizontal hierarchy. It also helps you so you don't have to put so much inside each of the tasks here. Oh, it's being a little bit funky with me. But that is one way to do it. The second thing I want to talk about is if you're a project manager or an owner of a company and you want to know, you want to make sure that everybody knows what to do at a certain point in time. And yes, I am talking a little bit about standard operating procedures. Now, there's still two schools of thoughts with this. Number one, you can have standard operating procedures in like a separate document where you go through step by step. There are programs like Scribed that will automatically do it for you. You can use AI to throw your videos in to get transcriptions of them. But some people specifically use SOPs in that manner. Another way to think of SOPs, which is a little different than what I do, is to actually have the SOPs in the tasks themselves. So example, within the planning social media content that we'd had here, and like have these step-by-steps in here. These are the steps within the what needs to be done. I am of the school of thought that you need actually both to be really complete as far as your operations are concerned. So that means having a document that is somewhat associated with the task itself. So going back to the horizontal hierarchy, having a text field we could use or a URL field, and I could say SOP. And then whatever the SOP is, www.testsop.com we're going to do. And then whoever is doing this task can click on it and goes directly to it. That's a really good way to communicate how you want this thing done. I have another video that talks a bit about SOPs and how to actually create the SOPs in a way that communicates well to your team. So I'm not going to reiterate that there, but I will put a link below in where you can go and get that information if that's helpful. Really talking about that communication, being very specific about what you need, how things are done, etc. So that's a good way to actually attach an SOP. But also creating a checklist within the description of the task itself. Adding a new logo to a website. There is nothing in here right now. I wouldn't know what that means. So before you actually assign something to someone, we need to be able to make sure that people understand who this is for, what it is for, what is the context behind it, what is the due date, all of those details. Otherwise, it's just going to be a bunch of back and forth and wasted time. So creating something like context. This is for XXX client. You can find their creative brief, so including a creative brief, which should be all of the information that was gathered during the sales process, what they're doing, what they need this logo for, etc. Who the client, so we have who the client is, context for it, any special information, examples, okay? And then if we need to, this needs to be approved by this person before XXX date. It would be nice if I actually put in an actual date. 5/23. So anything like that and should be included as far as those types of information. So that's kind of like the step-by-steps for things. Let's talk a little bit about communication that happens like in the middle of a conversation or middle of a project, or how do you let someone know that you are running late or that the date has been extended on these. So the ideal way to do this is actually to go into the tasks themselves and create a comment. So and tag the person. So I'm just going to put myself in here right now. Tag the person that you are talking to and say, I am missing X, Y, and Z, cannot move forward on this. So that is one option, a really good way to communicate within ClickUp. And then when you put the app there, then they will get a notification within ClickUp that comment. But if you are in an actual project, so let's go project tasks A. Within here, it's a good idea to always create a chat. I'm going to call this chat, and then I am going to create a chat board here. So if people, hi, this is the chat board for this project. If you have general project questions, please tag the person here and let us know what's going on. So this is a good way to talk about a specific task itself. If you're having a general conversation about operations in general, you can always add a board here as well. But one of my favorite things is actually to create a dashboard specifically for your team, for team events, team birthdays, and also a chat that can go on between the team itself for any sort of thing that's going on that is not related to a project specifically that we're able to talk about as well. And you can kind of create that. I have a dashboard here. We're going to create a custom one, and then I'm going to just kind of show you here within a conversation chart here. And if you add that card, and I say widget because I still old school with that, you give the instructions here, chat for general information, and then you can put something like here, like need notes for the new project coming in, no project yet. Can you let me know when it comes through? Something of that nature. And again, I'm just going to put myself, and then that will come through. So these are just a few examples of how your project management tool is not just a task list to check off. It really is the communication hub other than other meetings for your business. Now, we only went through a few examples of ways that you can actually use this to be a better communication tool and to help your team really focus in on the things that matter that will move you forward. And there are other ways to do this as well. So I encourage you to please read my blog about all of the communication ways. It will only help you, not only with your team, but your clients as well. And if you have any comments or you have any ideas yourself of how you utilize your tools to communicate, I would love to see that below. In the meantime, again, I'm Anna of Anna Simple Solutions. I'm so happy that you tuned in today. Please like and subscribe if you'd like more content like this. And I really appreciate you being here, and keep it simple.